Hello there, fellow freelancers. So today I wanted to deal with a topic. It's a question that I get pretty often, usually not in the comments, but usually just either face to face or when I'm talking colloquially with someone, and they ask me where I get my ideas for all these videos. And I thought it was interesting because when I started making these videos, I didn't think I'd be able to make too many. I had a couple things that I wanted to talk about, and then that was it. And then I didn't think I would continue much. And honestly, I didn't think much would come out of this video. I think I mentioned before, I had decided if I ever get to, the number was 700. If I ever get to 700 subscribers, I would stop doing it because I didn't want to deal with too many people and too much stuff. Anyway, and now, yeah, we're at 3,000 plus, and yeah, I'm enjoying it, and I'm still coming up with ideas for videos. And so, yeah, people ask me, they're like, well, how do you come up with these ideas? And it's interesting because, again, I didn't think I would be able to, but I do, and I come up with them all the time. Look, a great help is actually the comments that I get from you guys when you guys have questions. I get a lot on my course. I also get here YouTube comments and stuff like that, and I try to reply, but sometimes they spark an idea for a video, and so I want to address that. But very often it's just it's because I'm a translator. I work as a translator, and many of you know, like, I'm setting up an agency and doing that, but I still work as a translator myself. Also, by the way, setting up an agency means I'm working with freelance translators all the time. So I get to see things from the other point of view as well. And so to me, that's very interesting that I get to see both point of views as the translator and the person who hires translators, as a freelancer and the person who hires freelancers. Anyway, so ideas just come to me, quite frankly, and there are issues that I have to deal with. And anytime there's something new or something I'm wondering about, or I'm not sure if I have a solution, or I deal with it and I figure something new out, then I think, oh, I should make a video about this. I should talk about this. I should share this. And that's pretty much how I get my ideas. And I find it interesting because since I've been doing this, I've kind of noticed where I get my advice from, because as you know, I read books about translation and about business. I also follow other videos, I take courses, I do other stuff like that. But I've started to become very careful about who I follow and why I follow them, or who I read and why I read them. And because probably because I read Nassim Taleb's latest book, Skin in the Game, recently, but I feel like if they don't have skin in the game, then I kind of don't trust them. There are a lot of people who will spend a lot of time teaching you how to do your business, teaching you how to do this, teaching you how to do that, but then you look them up and you don't know if they've done it themselves necessarily. You're like, well, okay, is your business... So, for me, I could be like, hey, watch my videos and get my course. But you could be like, okay, but wait, are you a professional translator, or are you professional YouTube video creator and course creator? Because if I'm making videos and making my course and that's it, and I don't have at least a foothold in the translation world, then you probably shouldn't be listening to me, because I probably won't know what I'm talking about, or even if I did, it'll become out of date pretty soon. And so I try to be careful about that, and that's why also I'm glad that I can keep in this translation world, because then I feel like I can keep up with it, and as things change, I can keep talking about it. And by the way, there's certain things that I don't keep up with, or I can't, because I'm kind of in a different situation, and so I've mentioned those before. Like, I don't work with Trados, however you want to call it, and so people do ask me about it, and they ask me how to use it and stuff like that, and I say I haven't used it in years, so quite frankly, I'm not the best person to talk to about that. But things that I do deal with all the time are things I can talk about. And anyway, I've noticed, and I think it's probably a good thing to do. Anytime you want to take someone's advice, take someone's course, get someone's book or whatever it might be, try to look at their credentials and see if they've actually been successful in what they're doing, and if they're still successful in what they're doing. If they're making more money from selling you on it than they are from actually doing their stuff, then I don't know. To me, that's a red flag, because to me, I'm like, okay, like, if I were making more money from like YouTube videos and my course than I do from translation, then I'm not really a translator. That's not my first thing. My first thing is I'm a teacher, I guess, or a YouTuber and thing like that. And anyway, I've mentioned before, that's not the case at all. These are very much extra, and that's why YouTube videos, I love doing them, and I do them when I have time. But that's why also, I went for weeks, probably more than a month, without making any videos, while we were going through the move and stuff like that. I was still working. I was still doing translations, because I have to do that to earn a living. But but I do these as an extra, and in the course as well. Like I earn money off of it. Obviously, I've made my course. I'm not going to not earn money on it. I'm not going to apologize for that. But it's nowhere near what I'm making as a translator. And my main business is being a translator. And as long as that's the case, then then things are going to keep coming my way, and ideas are going to keep coming my way. Things are going to change. I'm going to have to keep up with them, and I'm going to share them as I do. And when I try to get advice from other people, I try to get advice from people who are doing and not just teaching. I know you hear that saying, you're like, those who can do, those who can't teach. And it's not necessarily true. A lot of people who can do teach as well, and they do both. And in other situations, people who have done a lot in their lives, when they retire or when they're satisfied, then they want to teach and share what they've learned, and that can be the situation as well. So that's why I try to look it up. But at least if they have accomplished something in their life, then and if they have been in that business, and if that's what they've done, then yeah, they can definitely share their knowledge because they have knowledge to share. But if their main business is teaching, and if their teaching is bigger than their other business has ever been, then to me that's a red flag. Anyway, I just wanted to share that with you guys because I get that question quite a bit, and because it's philosophy that I follow when I try to get advice from other people, and I think it is quite useful. So hopefully you can find it useful as well as you're progressing as a translator, because I'm assuming you're going to try to get help any place you can, and to me that's a good way to test if someone is worth looking into and worth investing in or not. So anyway, hopefully you find this useful. If you did, don't forget to click thumbs up. Don't forget to click subscribe if you haven't. Oh, and don't forget, if you want to leave a comment, please feel free to leave a comment. I just ask that you leave your language combination in front of the comment. So English to Spanish, Spanish to French, whatever it might be. Even if you're not a professional translator, just leave it there so we can, see what different languages people are dealing with. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. And if you do want to take my course, once again, the cheapest place is in the description below. And that's it. I'll see you in the next video. Okay, thanks. Bye. Savedum.